What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Joshua T Berglan, and welcome to UnMasking Humanity 21 Questions with Joshua T Berglan. We are broadcasting right now on the World's Mayor Experience platform that you can find at www.JoshuaTBerglan.com. Yes, I have a podcast. Yes, there's stuff on YouTube, but I don't promote any of that because I don't own it. And what we teach here, or what one of the principles of the World's Mayor Experience and what I teach, is about owning your intellectual property and using your gifts and talents to make money for yourself, make money for your family, to provide, to break out of this system that we have, that this disgusting financial system that we have that enslaves people. Yeah, I said it. The capitalism of the world has absolutely wrecked people's spirits and wrecked the desire to pursue their dreams. But one of the greatest events that's happening, I believe, in history right now is that the old way of the world is crumbling. And what's happening because of the technology available, there is this unique opportunity for all of us to monetize our gifts, talents, and intellectual property. And that, to me, is special because why? Well, it means that the meek, the underserved, all have an opportunity to make their dreams come true. And so when I get to work with people from different parts of Africa, I'm able to see some of the most amazing stories of people doing more with less. And I like to look at my own life sometimes and I go, God, when am I gonna have my breakthrough? When are you gonna bless me? When am I gonna have the things that I need? Not realizing that I have everything I need now. And I get so humbled when I meet people like our guest today that's going to be here, and it's just such a special mission that he has. And I'm going to go into a little bit of his story in just a second before I introduce him. But when I see the work that he's doing, it inspires me and it helps me realize just how blessed that I really am. And sometimes I think one of the mistakes that we all make is that we just stare down and look at our own pile of crap without realizing how blessed that we really are. And sometimes when we pull our heads out of our butt and look forward, we recognize just how blessed we are. And so people like our guest today, Odongo Moses, remind me of that. And I'm so honored to have him here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about him and then I'm going to bring him on. Odongo Moses Ojulu, and I hope I said that right, brother. I'll let you correct me. And is the co-founder of Ojulu Island Saviours Foundation, a hardworking community-based organization focused on transforming the lives of very remote and hard-to-reach island communities in Uganda. We focus more on social and economic impact. Moses has committed his efforts to ensuring that the most vulnerable widows, orphans, and the less privileged gain access to essential resources. My goodness, that alone is inspiring. Through the foundation, he works so tirelessly to provide clean water, improve education, and promote sustainable agriculture to combat hunger. That's not throwing money at a problem, that's providing a solution. And that's what we need, is more solutions. I love this. Moses works very closely with the fellow co-founder, Crystal Pibhura, which is P-I-I-B-U-R, whose deep compassion for helping island communities drives their shared mission to uplift and empower them. They are currently spearheading a fundraising campaign to support 200 families in island communities. The goal is to transition these families from traditional three-stone cooking methods to modern, energy-efficient smokeless stoves called OJULU Stove. That's OJULU Stove. This initiative reduces firewood consumption by over 60%, wow, and also improves health by reducing indoor air pollution, unbelievable. We invite you to support and spread this information to your network and join all of us in this vital effort to protect our environment, which is their environment, and enhance the quality of life for the vulnerable families in Ojulu Island. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute honor for me to welcome Odongo Moses to the show. Odongo, how are you, sir?
I'm very fine. Joshua, how's everything?
I'm good. It's so good to have you here. And I appreciate your patience with all the rescheduling and everything else, but I am honored to have you here and I'm honored to hear your story. But before we get into the 21 questions, I would love to know, what are you grateful for today and why?
Yeah, wonderful, Joshua. Thank you so much. My name is Moses Odongo, and
Oh,
the question that you have just asked me, actually, it gives me a lot of things in my mind. What makes me great is um, to see people happy in my community, especially the island where I come from, the Sigulu Island. When I see them happy, having a smile on their faces based on what they're really going through, is what makes me also happy and great. So, I mean, if I see them suffering the way I have always been seeing them suffering and lacking in a lot of services, which needs some solution, I mean, it makes me uncomfortable. And then I feel to work so hard and then coordinate with different people to see that actually things move on smoothly with them. So I'm too grateful that the smile that I see to some of them in the island makes me so great, and that is whom I am.
I love
Yeah.
that. Oh, I love that. All right. I didn't mean to call you Odongo Moses. That's how it is in my. I know you as Moses, and then I saw on your name, I'm going, wait a second. Have I been calling him the wrong name the whole time? I'm so
Uh,
sorry.
yeah, you can call me Odongo Moses. Or, in fact, I have three names. There is
Yeah,
also the other family name called Ojulu. So Odongo Moses Ojulu.
Ojulu.
Ojulu was my grandfather, who was then a king. Was a chief by then,
Oh, wow.
and he was doing in a lot of things. He was doing more of hunting in the village, and he was known for hunting big animals. Then, long ago, he's now the late. When he was about to die or to pass on, he passed a message to me that, Moses, one day you will do miracles in this island, and this is how I came up with the name of Ojulu Island Saviours Foundation, just basically to save the people within the island communities. So you can see how the name came. I branded my name Ojulu. Yeah.
It's smart. It's
Yeah.
smart. It's how you leave a legacy. It's how you leave a
Yeah.
legacy, and you're going to leave an amazing legacy. Are you ready for
Excellent.
your 21 questions?
Yes, I'm very ready for the 21 questions. Go on.
Let's do this. All right. So, what inspired you to focus on the island communities of Uganda, and what unique challenges do you face in these areas?
When I was really growing up, Joshua, I saw in a lot of things that were happening in the island community, starting from the education part of it, starting from health, going to clean water. I grew up when things were really in a mess. And then I used to tell my father by the names of Mr. Onyango Harrison, that one day when I really grow up, I don't want this kind of challenges actually to keep on going and recurring. So there are a lot of things that were really happening in the island. Up to now, as I talk really right now, these things are still happening. And as one of the few people who have really gone through the education system in Uganda, I felt like I don't want my people to go this way. I need to do something, because the challenges they're really facing right now is the people are drinking water directly from the lake,
Oh,
which is not boiled. You get it? So this clearly tells you that when somebody takes water directly from the lake, which is not boiled, there are high chances that it's going to get in some diseases like cholera, diarrhea.
uh-oh. Are you there? Moses? Oh, no. Oh, no. There you are. Come back. Come back. Moses. Uh-oh. There you are. Do you see me? Moses.
Yes, I can see you.
Okay. Welcome back. Uh-oh. I can't hear you now. Mm. Huh.
Yes, are we there?
Yeah, there you are.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so these challenges, having realized all these challenges, sorry, we paused a bit, and yeah, having realized all these challenges of starting from the unboiled, the water which is not treated, not even boiled.
Mm.
So we said that no, we need to come up with a solution. Probably people, we need to provide them with some tanks where people can be, I mean, getting water maybe from the lake, no, sorry, not from the lake, from rainwater, and then this water is really treated so that they can have safer water.
Mm-hmm.
Challenges that is still happening up to now. We haven't really gotten these tanks, but we're lobbying so hard to see that we get all this accessed. The other challenge is about education. Our island, as you're aware, is a place which is composed of very many fishermen. Fishermen are people who don't care about sometimes their lives. They do move up and down with this young girl child, and then this girl child, and they also have in a lot of some money to convince these young girls. So they use them in most cases, and then these girls actually drop out of school when they are still at teenage, when they're still teenagers. And in most cases in our island, people have not really gone to school to that extent. People are not highly educated. In my village, I can literally tell you, we are all around 6 people, if I'm not mistaken, not even more than 6. In fact, we're around 5, if I'm to calculate, who have gone up to the university level. The
Wow.
rest, the rest keep on dropping from a very lower level because of the challenges they get with fishermen. Sometimes because of the challenges of financial issues. Sometimes, I mean, there's a lot of drug addict and quite a number of things. So some of us, especially me, my story is a bit miserable, and it needs a lot of time to explain you this how I really got to school up to the level I am right now. It was more of my father. Actually, my real work, which I was doing to raise my school fees, was just more of grinding the mills for the villagers. My father had bought in a grinding machine, which he could use to grind mills for the villagers so that I could get some school fees there then to facilitate my tuition at the university. And later on, because this was also not enough, so my father also still went ahead to see how he can get more extra loan from the government, because he's a government teacher, primary government teacher, who is soon retiring. So I'm just saying all this because I'm just telling you how hard it is in the island to make a child go up to the university. There are a lot of challenging things because most of the people in the island, they are very poor. They do not have the capacity to educate their children. They have very many children. Sometimes they cannot manage. Once you have more than 6 children and you're already poor, I don't think whether you will even be able to facilitate them have a better education.
Sure.
Even meal itself, food, giving them enough food sometimes is a challenge. So all these are the challenges that I felt like, no, I need to sit down and then I see how I can come up with a solution, working together with my partners. When it comes to health, like I told you, a health system in our island is terrible. In the entire island of over 25,000 people, I can tell you we only have one health center, 3. The government has tried its best. I cannot deny the fact that the government has tried. Yes, the government has tried, but then that is not enough. We need to have the partners, people from different areas to come and say, look, people are really dying. The island is not accessible, first of all. But if somebody is sick, has to be transported to the mainland. When somebody is in a critical condition, before he reaches in the island, he capsizes in water. You get it? Because even the water itself is very rough. We do not have the rescue boats on the island, whereby when somebody capsizes, there can be a rescue boat to come and rescue. We do not have the ambulance on the island, so that when somebody is sick can be transported. So all these are the emergencies that needs to be worked on in our island, and there are a lot of needs that are really needed. In fact, the best description and explanation would be if somebody physically come and see the island that I'm talking about, then you can literally prove and say that no, we need to have a solution for this island. Otherwise, everybody, majority people in the island are going to they are going to suffer. So this is what gave birth to what we call Ojulu Island Saviours Foundation, to save the people within the island and bring smile and hope to them that look, much as there are all these challenges, we can coordinate, lobby with the different partners in various organizations so that at least we can come up with the solutions. As for now, I can literally tell you that we are a very small community-based organization for just helping the community, because it started as a family. That's why I named it Ojulu. Yeah, as a family. But then right now we are trying to see how we can lobby and get more donors, more funders, more partners, so that we can come up and give a solution to the people within the island communities. So basically, Joshua, those are some of the challenges in the island, and those are few things that we are trying to see how we can solve a little bit. And yeah, that is where we are at the moment. I forgot to tell you one thing, Joshua, which is also very important. The island itself has a challenge of a wind, the wave. I don't know how I can, for the lack of a better word, I don't know how I can frame it. Sometimes the lake is very rough that people die in the lake. This is because the people do not have the life jackets. So we are looking at how we can solve this and have a lot of very many life jackets, so that at least we reduce the rate at which people die on the lake. Because at least if you capsize on the lake and you have a life jacket, the people who will come and rescue you will still find you when you are still alive. And this is some of the challenge that is still there. And we are looking to see how we can also be able to have a solution for this kind of tragedy. Yeah.
Thank you for that answer. Keep in mind, we have 20 questions, so don't lead into answering another question.
You're very right. You're very right.
We have 20 questions left,
yeah,
and we have an hour. So I'm just letting you know, I love how thorough you are, but just keep in mind there's 20 more questions. So you don't want to start answering my questions before I get to ask them. Not that you know what the questions are, but
you're very right. I agree with you. Yeah, you need to keep me guided.
But I mean, I think, because I do think you answered like 3 or 4 questions in that answer. So,
oh really?
But I love what you shared. I'm just letting you know we've got 20 more. All right, let's go. Next question.
Yeah, let's go to the next question. Yeah,
I love it. Can you share a memorable story or experience that reinforced your commitment to the Ojulu Island Saviours Foundation's mission?
Yeah, thank you so much. There's a time when I was taking my father to go, and we're going to cut the grass for covering. How do I call it? In our island, people live so much into grass patched houses.
Oh wow!
So we had gone to go and cut the grass for how do I say it, for covering the roof of the house. But then when we're coming, remember we're crossing the lake. The lake was very rough. We almost died.
Wow!
And we're in the middle of the lake. I sat down, I told my dad, let's pray. Otherwise, if we don't pray, our life is ending from here. I saw my father taking a short prayer, but in the process of praying, the wind reduced. So when the wind reduced, we continued with our transit on the lake. We almost died, by the way. So what came into my mind, in such a situation, we do not have anything which could rescue us. You get it? So in this process, I said that no, having survived on this tragedy of strong wind in the lake, we need to come up with something that will save the people in the island.
Wow.
This
Wow.
is this is how we came up with the Saviours Foundation, to save the people from this kind of things.
Oh my
I
gosh.
still remember I was then a very young boy who had no capacity.
How do you even, you couldn't forget a story like that. That's
I
like
couldn't.
Moses parting the Red Sea. It's the same. Well, your name is Moses.
My name is Moses.
It's no coincidence. Holy
Yeah.
crap. There's
Very,
there's no mistaking our names. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
very,
Oh, what a story.
very true.
Oh my God, that's amazing. All right. All right. Next question. Oh my gosh, I have chills. Like my legs,
Yeah.
I'm freezing. I have so many chills right now.
You're freezing. That's a real story.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. I don't think I've ever heard anything like that before. Wow. Okay. How did the idea for the Ojulu stove come about? And what were some of the biggest challenges in its investment? Or I'm sorry, in its development?
Good. In the island itself, we saw people are still too much into the traditional way of doing things, and people are using the 3-stone way of cooking. The 3 stones, where people, the women specifically, put 3 stones, then light the fire. They fetch the firewood, and then they start cooking. But then, as a person who was very critically looking, up to now still looking at this, there's a lot of smoke that was really coming from the kitchen using the 3 stones. A lot of too much smoke, too much soot coming out. And you would realize that the entire kitchen is full with the smoke.
Ooh.
And the person who is there, both the person who is cooking and even the people sitting in the kitchen, are they are over coughing because of that smoke. You see the tears, I don't know how I can call it, the tears coming from the eyes. The people are highly suffocating there's a lot of drama in the kitchen itself. So having seen this as well, we said that no, this traditional way of cooking needs to either reduce or stop. So we came up with the solution of using the energy stove, where there is reduced smoke, or sometimes there's no smoke. And then this thing of the firewood being used is very less than it's more of you reduce the firewood consumption by over 60%. The trees that would have been cut when you're using the traditional stove is going to reduce by over 60%. So here we looked at the environment also being saved on that very way.
Being a good steward, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And that's probably that invention's probably gonna be needed in America soon.
I would even be very happy for the Americans to adopt this kind of if they can support us in any way, then it would even be more grateful.
Well, just knowing with some of the things that are coming as far as restrictions and new laws here, I mean, if it actually happens, I totally see this being something America is going to need. So we'll see what happens. Next question. And you've already kind of answered this a little bit. You actually answered this in your gratitude, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What's been the most rewarding part of seeing the transformation in the community you serve?
I look, if I see people having access to education, having access to improved healthcare, and having clean water, and also having sustainable agricultural practices in my island, this makes me very great and very happy.
That's good. The water thing is so, I mean, it's something that we take for granted in America, even though our water is crap. I mean, not in comparison. I think I'd rather drink our water than yours, no offense, but our water is full of chemicals and drugs and other things. And I honestly, I don't even know what's better, but I do know we're spoiled because we have, even though we're charged for water too, we have bottled water, but even the bottled water is poison. Actually, I don't even know what's better. I just know this: water is one of those things that we've taken for granted, and it's such an important resource. And yet here it is. I complain about water, and I won't drink out of the taps here, and I'm fickle and picky about the bottled water I drink. And then I hear you talk about the water you have, and I'm like going, "What am I complaining about? What am I complaining about?" It's amazing. All right, next question. Oh, were you going to say something? Sorry.
No, you can go on. I'm listening to you. No,
All right, this is about Crystal. How has working with Crystal Pibhura influenced your approach to community development and empowerment?
Crystal has been one of the person who has advised me in quite a number of things. And two, Crystal, having interacted for her for quite a number of time, she has connections and network with the people who can actually help us save the island. So having discovered that she's capable, I felt like she could be the right partner that we can extend these services to the island communities.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. I'd like to know the next question. Yeah. Can you describe a day in the life of someone transitioning from traditional cooking methods to using the Ojulu stove?
Repeat again the question.
Can you describe? So, all right, I'll just rephrase it. So I'm cooking I'm cooking the traditional African way that you said produces the smoke that causes the harm and the health issues. And all right, so someone transitioning from that and to use the stove.
Wonderful. I've gotten the question very well, Joshua. This is one of the. I can literally tell you, we do have some people already in the island who are jubilating up to now as I talk right now. Actually, if I go to the island, the name they give me, you see, I'm called Moses Odongo Ojulu. The name they give me is OJULU STOVE because of the happiness they have. You get it? People are how can I say? People are very enthusiastic. People are very happy, and people are giving out a very good testimony because one, they are just giving us the good part of using the stove. First of all, it's even very quick. This is one of the recommendations that we have gotten from them. Two, they have told us that the stove itself has saved their health. Yeah, there's no much sweating in the kitchen. I'm telling you, they're really very happy. Women are having very good testimonies, and they want us to give them more. Have you read about the book of? Have you read? It's Charles Dickens. When you heard Oliver Twist saying, "Add me, I want some more. I want some more." So women in the island are asking us to add them more stoves. This is something that we are not having at the moment, but yes, we are planning to have more with the network and the people that will be able to join us. The hands, we will be able to provide this. So we will add them more, just like Oliver Twist said, add me more.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here as you're talking, and I'm picturing the families getting these stoves in masses.
Yeah.
And just seeing the joy coming from people. Like I keep getting this image download, seeing the joy and the gratitude for being blessed with this. Oh, what a day. I want to see that happen. I want to see that happen. All right, next question. What are some unexpected skills or lessons that you've learned working in these remote communities?
Unexpected. The unexpected, you're talking about the unexpected skills, right?
Yeah.
You see, one, in the community itself, sometimes we can always want to have a kind of mobilization to gather people together.
Mm.
And due to the fact that the island is a bit scattered, I mean, it's fragmented. There's a lot of hardship mobilizing and needs in a lot of resources. Yeah,
I can't even imagine.
Gathering people, because you have to cross an island to an island. I mean, a hill to a hill. You go from this hill to another hill.
Wow.
So disseminating the information to these different people in different islands, mobilization is completely difficult. I can literally tell you so.
Wow.
So in terms of mobilization, it is something to put in a lot. You need to put in a lot and gather people and then teach them, sensitize them. You get it? So that is one of the things that is a little bit, I mean, it is hard, but still manageable. I can say so.
Wow. Wow. That's like, again, I'm just sitting here imagining what that is like. it's just I want to come experience this.
Yeah. You need to come experience this.
Yeah,
In case
I
you
want
have,
to experience it. I need to be humbled some more.
yeah.
but honestly, I do have a sincere heart to serve in Africa and serve, I mean, all over the world. But you know, because these experiences I think are important for us to understand, because how do we know? How can we have true compassion without ever trying to walk in other people's shoes?
Yeah.
And that's why I say that. But wow, I'm just wow. Yeah, I want to see. I want to see. I got to see this. Anyway. All right. How do you measure the social and economic impact of your initiatives in the island communities?
One, in terms of the social aspect, people are very welcoming. People are very welcoming, especially with this kind of the gesture from the people. You can see from the facial expression of the people, very friendly. And they feel like, in fact, the people are the ambassadors. They're the ones evangelizing and spreading this information to different communities as well. So in terms of social aspect, people are highly welcoming and people are very friendly with this kind of the idea. Economically, this stove itself, we are looking at how it can employ a number of people, the jobless youths in the community. As I talk right now, the rate of unemployment is extremely high. But then the rate of people who have not gone to school, people who are too much into the casual jobs, casual work, are going to benefit from this.
True.
And we're so sure that at least most of them are going to have some money in their pocket. So we are creating the income, the money, the money economy. We want to make people have some money in their pockets. Yeah. So at least we reduce on the number of unemployment in the community, and we reduce the number of financial challenges in the community as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, I'm going to wait. I actually had a question to ask you, but I'm going to wait until after this one, because this one, what you just said, brought up something for me. But I want to ask you, for all of us that are in different parts of the world, and we're looking to Africa as a place that we want to serve and help.
Yeah.
How can we, the rest of the world, support you and your communities best?
The first thing that, in fact, what we need also, we want the Western community to intervene and help us, the island communities. The best thing that we can do is to look at what we have so far done. If you look at our website, you look at our LinkedIn page, you can literally see what we have done. You can see the jubilation from the people, the testimonies people are giving.
Yeah.
And from that case, you will see the link. Right now, we're having a fundraising campaign for helping the people. I mean, for the link, which is meant for people to donate and at least help us bring the smiles to 200 families. So that link, literally, the Western communities, you can literally go to that link, which is there on our LinkedIn page. You can donate however little it may be. The little you are going to donate is going to help hundreds and hundreds of people. And this is a moment that will never be forgotten. So the Western community can help us, not only there, but we do have quite a number of challenges in the island that needs intervention.
Sure.
So this is something that, I mean, I can always be available. My name is Odongo Moses Ojulu. You go to LinkedIn, you'll find it there. Then you just text me a message and then we see how we can collaborate. I mean, that is the way to go.
Yeah. It's going to take collaboration and working together for sure.
Yeah, it's collaboration and working together, and that is the most important thing that we're looking at. Yeah.
The next question I want to ask you, and I'm actually, you touched on it a little bit, but I want you to take a deeper dive. What role does technology play in your efforts to improve education and sustainable agriculture on the islands?
Yeah, right now in terms of the technology, I can our island is still very remote, extremely remote. Like I told you, in the entire village, we're the only few people. We are like 5, if I'm not mistaken, who are educated up to the university. And in the entire island of 25,000 people, I can literally tell you that around, if I'm not mistaken, 25,000 people, around 20 people have gone up to the university. 25 people or below 25 have gone up to the university level. So you can see the level of illiteracy in the island. So the AI, the technology has not been too much into the island for now. Yeah. And this is something that we need to come and sensitize people and create awareness to the island communities. In terms of advanced technology, there's nothing much.
Yeah, not yet. And
not yet. People are still in the traditional way of doing things.
That's about to change.
Because of the remoteness of the place.
Yeah.
And because of lack of accessibility to these areas. Yeah.
I believe that that's about to change, at least from what I understand.
Yeah, it's just changed because, before you further, because why I'm saying this, how people have advanced technology when there's even no internet access in these islands? We do not have internet connectivity. The island is completely remote, completely remote. And when you go there, when you are educated and you speak English, you are seen as a stranger. I mean, so there's need for awareness and a lot of effort to be put in place over this.
This is not actually on my list to ask you, but I'm going to ask because I feel led. 5, 6 people from the island have gone to university. Can you speak on how you were able to go to university and what the difference is for you and the other people from the island?
Very good question. My studying up to the university was more of a challenge, but I can call it was a God's blessing.
Wow.
It was a God's blessing. I personally, I do come from a very poor family. In fact, I come from a peasant family. That the only activity that I personally could do was grinding. I don't know how I can say it. Grinding mills for the villagers using the grinding machine.
Oh
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know whether you know this grinding machine people use for grinding mills, maize, sorghum, cassava, to produce the cassava flour, the maize flour, all that. So that was the work that I was doing literally,
wow.
so that I can easily be able to get access to some education. But then this was not enough. The money that was coming out of this grinding machine was not really enough. So my father had to go extra mile because my father was a teacher, a primary teacher. I had extra mile to go and get the government loan, where he could actually add on to that to make sure that I really go to school. And my mother also could top up. My mother could top up some little finances because she was doing some casual work of brewing alcohol for the villagers to come and drink some alcohol.
Moonshine?
So yes,
Is that what you call it there? Is it moonshine
yeah,
there too?
yeah, yes. So she was doing some brewing of alcohol, which is not because somebody's looking for money to see how the kid can go to school. You get it?
Yeah.
So you look all the avenues possible to see how you can educate your child. Much as it is something that was then. It's not something that was legal or advised, but then if it is the only option that for me to go to school, let me do this. That is what she was doing. And on top of that, she was also buying and selling some fish so that she could in a very small scale, buying, selling fish, smoking, sell to people, then to see how it was more of casual kind of work to see that at least I go back to school. So having done that, at least I can give you a little bit of a picture of what I went really through. Is that it was not something so easy for me to go up to the university. And the other thing is that most people in the island, as I talk right now, they are not government workers, so there's no way they can get a loan the way my father did. That's why people don't go up to the high level of education. And due to the fact that my father was having a grinding machine in the village right now, nobody has a grinding machine. So I mean, people cannot take their kids to school because they do not have access to all this, because education in Uganda is also very expensive. Yeah. So it is not for the poor. Yeah. But if you have some little resources the way my father was having, then you can easily access this. So that is my journey to education up to the time I completed. Right now, much as I completed, but I want to solve these issues that I faced when I was still in the island.
That is amazing to me, because instead of taking your education and going to America and getting a job and sending money back, you decided to stay in your community and serve and help them, and then learn media, essentially, where you're now connected to the outside world to go look for resources as an educated man. I'm in awe of you, Moses. I really am. I admire you so much for that alone, because I don't know anyone that's ever done that. Everyone I know, when they get their education, they're like, I'm out of here. This is a new life for me. I'm going to comfort and Wow.
Everybody runs to UK, US to go and work there. They leave
Yeah.
their community. Yeah.
Man, God bless you, man. I mean, you may just save Uganda. It's just unbelievable. I mean,
Thank
your
you.
name is Moses. All right.
Thank you.
All right. I want to, yeah, actually, I want to ask this question. All right. What strategies do you use to engage and motivate local community members to participate in your initiatives?
One, there are some small incentives that we do give them. Normally, if we, for example, we always start with the mobilization. We tell them exactly what we are going to do in the island itself. And normally for people to participate in a good number, we motivate them by giving them, for example, some soap. We give them some sugar because, and I'm telling you, the villagers, if you give them soap, you tell them, please come, we have this kind of thing. Come and get awareness, gather them together. And you promise them that you're going to give them some soap, some sugar. The entire village will come. Nobody will be absent. And that will make them happy.
Yeah.
So that's how we do it.
Smart.
Yeah.
So the next question is, and I actually I'm really curious about this. Like, how do you navigate the challenges of fundraising to the remote islands? I mean, one, I don't know how many people in the world actually know about these islands, at least from the perspective that you know. So, and when people are not familiar, they're not as likely to give. If it's something new, they're like, why would I give to that? I don't understand it. I don't know anything about it. So can you talk about some of the challenges you face fundraising?
Yeah, one, just before I talk about the challenges, our target is basically not the people within the island doing the fundraising itself, because the people within the island itself, they're already poor. So you cannot start collecting funds from them. They're already poor. So we do go to the external forces, external parties, people out within our network outside the country, like you, Joshua. If you're willing, you can donate. If you explain to somebody and tell somebody the challenges our island is facing, we do have some people who are willing to donate. Yeah. Yeah. The challenges that we do have with this kind of fundraising is that some people pledge and they do not fulfill. Yeah. And two, yes, our target is by the end of December this very year. But then the challenge that we do have is that the December may reach when we have not yet accomplished the figure, the funds itself. This affects the entire process, all the activities. Yeah.
Right. Very good. That's interesting to me.
Yeah.
My mind is just flooding with ideas. Like, it's unbelievable. All right. What impact have you seen on the environment since introducing the Ojulu Stove initiative?
Yeah, we have just a moment. I'm just plugging in power on my laptop. Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just plugging in power.
Am I gonna have to do this? Okay, I'm good. I was like, I didn't plug mine in either. I'm okay though.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. May you repeat the question? Because I was just putting on power.
Well, so what impact have you seen on the environment since introducing the stoves?
Yeah, one, the rate at which people are now cutting down the trees have reduced. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And two, physically, when we do the monitoring itself to the communities, the people that do take activities in cooking itself, you can literally see that the smoke has really reduced in the kitchen. You could literally there's somebody who constructed a new kitchen and is using this same stove. Yeah. And you see the smoke that always go into the kitchen makes the kitchen itself very black with smoke. But then having introduced this, at least you can literally see that the new kitchen which was constructed, it is as new as just a residential house, not as a kitchen itself.
Yeah.
There's no much smoke on the roof. There's no much smoke. There's no smoke or soot on the wall. So I mean, at least we have seen in a lot of impact in terms of the environment being saved, the firewood, less firewood, the trees are not being cut, and all that. Yeah.
How do you think your community, like right now, you said that they're doing things old school, the old traditional way. How will your community react to the modern solutions that are coming?
First of all, the community are very happy with the new ideas, especially this kind of one. They are willing to adopt the the new ideas, which we bring to them. Starting from this new technology of the stove, people are willing to adopt. But then the challenge with this still, it goes with the cost. Yeah, it goes with the cost, because like a poor man, first of all, making this stuff is a bit expensive, very expensive. It goes with the cost. The first thing you need to do is to first give them for free, which we are trying to do. We want to make sure that we first give the entire island free. We donate to them freely, so that from there, when the entire island see the importance of this, then they can always be able to buy by themselves. You get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sitting here thinking that the governments around the world could probably drop one or two less bombs and provide the stoves. I mean, one freaking missile would pay for thousands of stoves, and
yes,
one missile, one freaking missile would provide everything. Let's not bomb. Hey, how about we not bomb somebody for a week and just look up? Yeah, why not? Unbelievable.
Very true. Very true.
You just simplified the whole process. Let's just stop war. There we go. Problem solved. Now we can feed people. Now we can feed the poor because there's no more war. How about
there's no more war. We can feed the poor. Yeah, very true. Yeah, I agree with you.
Sorry. I mean, I get really passionate about that subject. All right. So what advice would you give to someone looking to start a community-based organization based on social impact?
One, we look at the advice I can give. Let's concentrate and consider the remote communities, like the island communities.
Yeah.
But the most priority is looking at the poor people, the widows, the orphans, the less privileged. So I only advise that all the efforts needs to focus on the remote areas which are very hard to access, like the islands. And I propose in Africa, if not in Uganda, our island, which is Ojulu Island, should be the first priority. And I will be very happy if different people come in to help us solve this kind of issues.
It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes so much sense to go there first, because because you can solve. I think you can solve the problem quicker, because while it's remote, you're also insulated from a lot of the problems that overpopulated areas have. And so if you go there, provide those resources, you get everybody healthy, you get them clean water, you get them the necessities, you get them jobs, and then they can multiply from there and start spreading. Oh, that's the way. I agree with you on this. This makes a lot of sense, because if you go in with resources to Nigeria, and I'm not knocking, like, I'm not saying anything bad about anything, but you go to Nigeria where it's really populated, sure, absolutely, people in Nigeria need help, but you're also going to deal with a lot of counter problems with trying to bring the resources in. You don't have those problems, the same type of problems on the island, correct?
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
Ah, yeah, it just makes perfect sense to me. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. 2 more questions.
Go on.
How do you celebrate the successes and milestones achieved by your foundation and the communities it serves?
We do organize, this is something because the foundation itself has just started, but we're planning to organize a party
Yeah.
where people can come and celebrate together, coming up with different activities that unite all the people together so
Yeah.
that we have all the solidarity. So the party, which involves dancing,
Yeah. Gotta be.
people having smile, is the only way to go. Celebrating the achievements that we have so far done in the island. Yeah.
I like that idea. That's actually right in line with what my mission is. I won't go into all that now, but I want to bring the world's mayor experience to your island. Yeah. I'll share with you my idea off the air. It's not an idea. I'm actually doing this, but wow. I love that because
Thank you.
Community resources, food, shelter. I don't know if you have mental health problems there like we do in America.
But there's too much mental problems as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's an issue there? Mental, really?
Yeah, there's too much mental issues. There's too much mental issues. Too much.
What are the main mental health issues there? Depression?
There's too much depression, and you see, poverty is a cancer.
Hell yeah, it is.
You know, poverty is a cancer. And most people who are really poor, somebody has no plate of food, somebody has no clothing, somebody has too much responsibilities. One wife has over 12 children, cannot facilitate them.
Jeez.
The only thing we have had very many people committing suicide in our communities because of too much responsibilities. These are things that need to be solved, and we come up with a solution that at least can save the people. Too much responsibilities and poverty is a cancer in our island and brings in a lot of mental disorder.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I can literally tell you, I've been one of the victims, especially if you have responsibility, you don't have finances. There are a lot of things that come into your mind.
Sure.
Until you have somebody who can really advise you very well and to make your mind stable. Yeah. So these are things that have been happening and still happening in our island.
I'm kind of, there's a lot I don't know, about your situation and what's happened in Africa, and there's a lot I am familiar with.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of, every one of your answers and everything you're telling me is all like new to me, and it's really hitting me in the heart in a different way. Because you're dealing with things that I would not have thought that you were dealing with. There's things that I would assume that seem like common sense, but then some of these other issues are like just it's shocking to me, and it ignites that I want to help thing inside my heart, because it actually seems like a very simple solution. It's not 100 million people; it's 200 people. It's a few hundred. Like, that is digestible in your brain to go, we can help 200 people. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to help 200 people. And then if you help 200 people, how many more could you help? Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, the audience that's listening right now, can you imagine, not hundreds of millions, 200 people, if we all came together and we donated $10, each of us, how much money would that be? How many stoves would it buy? How much clean water would it provide? 200 people. 200 people. This is we can fix this problem. We can fix it. All right, last question. if you could invite anyone in the world to visit the island communities and witness your work, who would it be and why?
I would invite. You have just given me one person, but if you would give me a chance of inviting 2 people, it would even be much more better. But
Okay,
I will invite one the way you are saying I should only stick to one, which is fine. I would invite Bill Gates, because why I would prefer Bill Gates is because Bill Gates has the foundations that has helped the communities like my island, the remote islands. Bill Gates Foundation. I would invite Bill Gates because, one, he has the resources, and Bill Gates alone can be able to solve the challenges our island is facing. But leaving Bill Gates aside, in case he may not be able to listen to our broadcasts, then any capable person who can really be able to help is also highly welcome. Because what we are after is to see how our island communities can have the smile on their faces.
So good.
To make them have the stories on their lips that, oh, because of Ojulu, we are able to have access to better education. We are able to have access to clean water. We are able to have access to sustainable agricultural practices. We have been able to have access to other better things that we have not been achieving. There we go. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your answers, your wisdom, your insight, but more importantly, your heart and dedication to serving your community. I pray that alone, you staying in your community to serve instead of going elsewhere, I pray that alone inspires others to not just want to give to your community, but also to help other people want to take care of their own community. Because here's the thing, I have a global vision. I want to change the world for the better, but I can't change anything unless I'm changing my own community. Like, if I'm not impacting my own community, what else can I do? And you're a prime example of that. And I honor you. I respect you, Moses, and I'm honored to know you. And please let the audience know where they can donate. And of course, it'll be in the show notes. There'll be a link where people can click and donate, but please share with the audience where they can donate. And thank you again for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joshua. I'm going to share can I put it on the chat?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll pull it. I'll say it. Yeah.
You'll put it? I think if you'll put it, then it is fine.
You can say it. I'll just post it. I'm going to post it in the show notes. You can just say it and I'll have the link for you.
All right, good. So basically the audience who will be able to, or who are listening, or who will be able to listen to our recordings, that you can donate any amount that you feel like can bring a smile to our island community. Any amount, any euros, any dollars, any pound is highly appreciated. The link is going to be provided. It is there on our LinkedIn page. Ojulu Island Saviours Foundation is the name of the LinkedIn page. If you go to our website, you will also still be able to see it. But I prefer if you go to the LinkedIn page, you'll still be able to see it. You'll see the link where you just tap it and then you can be able to donate. Ojulu Island Saviours Foundation is the name of the LinkedIn page. You'll be able to see the link and then you can be able to donate.
Excellent. Moses, God bless you.
God bless you too. Joshua, I'm so grateful for this good interview. I hope to hear from you again.
Oh, yeah.
And God bless you again.
God bless you, and I'll be in touch. I look forward to talking to you again. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.